Made my honey say, I gave her a pain, a heart, and a piccolo and a cane. I tried to listen past you, thinking of you and highbrow. Tried to listen past you, thinking of you and highbrow. Made a little down, and her made a little down, and her head went round and round. Oh, she thought I was okay, but he stepped off that train with a high and a piccolo and a cane.
There's some horrors in this house. 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 Hold up.
Okay, folks, hypothetically, you're a snowflake, I'm your enemy. We debate, you try to get the best of me, but you get destroyed, and then I move to Tennessee. My wife is a doctor who can't get a wop, but that's only because she isn't a thought. Can't you get wet? No, she cannot. This is the reason I'm spitting a lot. That's free speech, I say what I want. I happen to like the system a lot. Over 99 genders, when will it stop? This is the future that liberals want. Everything on the left is absolute insanity. I love Fox News, I salute Sean Hannity, but the Daily Wire is a classical masterpiece. I'm tired of these liberals issuing demands to me. Why won't you reply to me? ALC, send me feet pics quietly. You treat me just like Pelosi, you making me taste defeat when I'd rather taste your feet. Don't tell on me, no do-re-mi. The memes are why this came to be, so don't blame me.
There's some horrors in this house. 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 Hold up.
I only spit facts because I actually don't care about your feelings. And I don't care about gay marriage, snowflakes, or glass ceilings. That's right. Maybe one day I'll end up in the White House, at which point you can all give me some Monica. You don't know what that means? Ask Hillary Tubby. It's the thing that's under my yarmulke.
Hello. I got it to work. I'm a technical genius. Welcome everyone to the stream. A Colston of 20 bits says, since you really understand the behavior of narcissists, what would a narcissist like Elon do if he was imprisoned for the rest of his life? How would he be able to rationalize such a blow to his ego? I find it hard to believe that could happen. But let's pretend that it does happen for a sec, for the sake of your hypothetical. It would probably be very damaging, and then he would start his behavior in the prison, and he would become well-liked probably amongst the prisoners. He would probably run some sort of business class in the prison that would allow him to have some sort of position of power above other people, even if it's just amongst the other prisoners. He wouldn't be happy, but he would be content, for lack of a better word. I don't know, though. I'm certainly no expert. Mike Mack says, are you still going to do the removed Marcel video? Yeah, I gotta edit it. Oh, this made me laugh, by the way. I hadn't seen this because I just typed in Ben Shapiro rap to get to that Sir Spence Ben Shapiro parody rap that you were listening to a second ago. And one of the video under it is a Ben Shapiro video called Is Rap Music Real Music? And it's Ben Shapiro provides his criticisms of the rap music genre. Because if there's anyone I trust to have very valid and well-informed opinions of the genre of music that's rap. It's Ben Shapiro. History Chick, thank you for subscribing with a 4-month streak. RTK142 says, I love this song. Have some bits for the Shapiro song. Thank you. And Tucker White, here's some PragerU bullshit because I hate all humans. Oh god, it's Dinesh D'Souza. Winter O'Hare, thanks for subscribing for 12 months. MMO Addicted, thanks for 20 bits. Says, I spent today working on port forwarding and virtual desktop stuff. My half-assed knowledge makes me think I did some sorcery to make it happen. I'm a wizard now. Congratulations. Here's a cleanse for later. Pyromancer, Ben's idea of music is probably listening to his own voice. Comrade Devin says, check out what I woke up to this morning. Yes, this is the street I live on, blocks from me. Ooh, possible tornado touched down in New Orleans overnight. Power outages, trees down in part of uptown Algiers, other places. Yikes. Sorry to hear that. We're at level 1 of the hype train. Nice. Wing the Ultimate Nug, thank you for subscribing for 11 months. Bardlock Moses, thanks for 100 bits. Says, hype. So I thought today we'd look at Peter. Boogie2988 has been arrested. I thought we might look into that. I kind of wanted to look into this Love Wins cult a little bit because I find it interesting. Bardlock Moses, thanks for 100 bits. Other than that, I don't know what we'll do. It's going to be a bit of a shorter stream today because we're supposed to start D&D around 8 or 8:30 over on Actual Jake's channel. I didn't get a chance to start earlier today because I was doing ADHD testing, and it took way longer than I expected. I got there at 9 a.m., and the testing went until, like, 4 p.m. So, yikes. Yay for hype, who's Boogie? Oh, boy. Boogie is a YouTuber who is, what we like to call in the biz, problematic. Probably a Lannister, thanks for 25 bits. Robert Morley says, love your work. Give me a wowzers. Wowzers. 5,000 bits. Again, didn't you give me 5,000 bits like yesterday? Jesus Christ. You must be wealthy, which is good for you. Does that feel nice, not having to worry about whether or not you're going to be able to pay your bills? That's probably fun. Winter O'Hare says, I got the J&J vaccine yesterday while body hurts, so I'm spending time with my cats. Nice. That's true. That's true. It was actually 10,000, I think. So this is half that, but still, that's a rich person dick drop, bits drop. Pyromancer, the year is 2022. Hannah and Jake have finally done a P.O. box opening. I know. I'll go check it later this week, and then I'll schedule with Jake to figure out a day and time to do that. 61% to level 4. I'll take those bucks anyway. This is the cult where they found the cult leader dead and mummified recently. I don't know if you heard about that. Oh, someone also gave me like a list. Hold on. I got a list of Flat Earth channels that I gotta go through at some point. And I'm probably gonna do that with you guys just to see if there's any interesting ones that are worth checking out for Tinfoil Tuesday. Bardlock Moses, thanks for gifting a sub. Credibility Problem, thanks for 100 bits. We're at 87% of level 4. Bellstar says, if you're ADHD, try everything but speed first. We've tried. I got very sick on the other medication that they tried to give me. Puka the Duka with 100 bits. Thank you. Bardlock Moses, thanks for another 100 bits. Sorry, I'm tired today. The testing was like... I'm exhausted because of it. Ficket Demos, thank you for subscribing for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, just say butt stuff with a raised eyebrow. Butt stuff. Level 4 complete. Take it easy. I can't. I already had too many days off earlier this month. Now I gotta stream every single day this month that I can, just to make up for the days that I wasn't streaming because I was going to get the vaccine, and then I had like days where I was recovering from the vaccine. Felix Night Owl with 50 bits says, lots of the chuds and conspiracy theorists are pretty scary, but can you imagine a sudden and mysterious lack of them? Probably scarier. I think I'd be out of the job, so they can stick around. Ginger Snap says, some bits from a fellow adult with ADHD. Let's watch a puppet show. Oh god, what's the puppet show? Resident Evil Village puppet show? Okay. Anadon Earhart, thank you for subscribing for 4 months, says, good evening, wonderful tinfoil person. Good evening to you as well. What is this dollar bill thing? Kirthan, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community. Appreciate it. Sky Comet Fallen says, a Hannah stream makes a hard day of work seem less hard. I'm not going to say the quip I was going to say. Credibility problem. Thank you for subscribing through July. Nice. 119% of the level 5 hype train. We've done it.
We have the most amazing deal of the day, which will blow you away at the end of the show. So stay tuned, folks. This is the place to shop. This is the place to be. Dollar's Discount. Now come with me. I want to show you some unbelievable deals. Come on. Yeah, baby. And your Markel South.
It is what she said, though. True. Sushi Mom with 1,500 bits says, here, I'll help you make up the difference. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. 220% of the level 5 hype train.
Back for that little tissue issue. Right down here, baby. Give me some love.
Oh, what's this guy?
Going to the concert, and you don't want to be lighting up cigarette lighters. You light these up, man. You be rocking with AC/DC. You be jamming, man. $3.99. $3.99. $3.99. $3.99. Easy, boys. It's Christmas. But here's your extendable SUV scraper. I was thinking the USB port. You're killing me. I'm computer port now. I got a porthole there, like a bottle of porthole. You're killing me, girls. The scrapbooker, $15 retail. Your cost $3.99 for Depends. Holy crap. Depends happens. Pot of gold! Hershey's pot of gold! We need the chocolate because it's just not right without it.
Sushi Mom became the stream boss also.
Hurry up, there's real time. It's unbelievable. Oh, phew, you smell that? It's Hershey time, baby. It's insane, Chelsea! It's insane! We have your elf style.
H. Baird says, this weekend I found out that the sequel to The Wizard of Oz essentially contains a trans character who becomes one of the main characters for the rest of the books. If I remember correctly, I forget the name of the character, but it was a character who was born a girl and identifies as such, more or less, but got transformed into a boy physically to hide her from someone. I don't remember who. And then the spell wears off at some point, and she realizes she's a woman and prefers it. But it's been a while since I've read about that, so... Felix Night Owl with 20 bits says, Hannah, I'm confident you'd still be successful and entertaining streamer without chuds and theorists. You're definitely creative enough to be able to come up with some other content, maybe. I could probably get into games if I had to, but I'd rather not. Mr. Sir Knight Kingyo says, just got here, how's it going? Pretty good. Malachi the Evil Wizard, thank you for subscribing for 7 months with a 5-month streak. MMO Addicted to 20 says, I'll get you more when I finally get paid, probably later this month when I get paid, hopefully for the first time in a couple months. Well, thank you. 239% of the hype train. Pretty good.
Christmas, boys and girls. While supplies left. Whoo! Oh, it's Christmas! Oh, my heart is filled, baby! You need to bring more angels into your life.
Oh, by the way, the cats are doing better, and we're keeping the door open so they can interact with each other without me there. So if I have to run off very suddenly, it's probably because I hear the cat starting a fight, and I'll have to run and break them up. So if that happens, I apologize.
Go to the
So far, they've been fine.
mall, and you go into the store, and it's all nice and smelling. They got
Bellstar says,
Abrahams wearing
"Kitties."
aprons doing like this to you, making you feel right. You know what I'm saying? It ain't right. The kissing there. Love me sweet. We have the oil for
Level
later.
5 hype train. Thanks,
It's a
everyone.
beautiful kissing bear. Love Valentine's Day. Great for kids, great for adults. Where's their hood? Oh, they take. Oh! Oh! It's a titty! Feel how soft this is. Ooh, baby. I could soften this all day. Oh, feel how soft this is. Just feel it. Touch it one time. Thank you very much. That's enough. Not you, baby. Easy down there. Oh,
Do I think
these are
Jake and I will
monster
ever
balls.
reread the Old Testament? We might do some of Genesis and maybe a little Exodus or something. We've talked about it just because those first episodes are real rough, but not the whole thing. We're not just going to reread the Bible, you know, for the rest of our lives.
I love monster balls! Never touch anything sharp without your parents' help. And some of your parents don't touch anything sharp ever. They're holding the dog, they're holding the flashlight, they're holding their sister. They might be holding hands with their loved one, baby, doing the love walk.
What are we
Come on.
watching?
I do that every day.
God.
I used to do this in
This
the
is our
movies in the
God
70s.
now.
You remember, don't you, baby?
RTK says, legitimate question. Do you think there would be any
interest?
interest for a show centered around politics from the perspective of campaign workers from rural Pennsylvania? Potentially. I guess it depends on how interesting that person is to listen to. Ilium Gal says, have you seen the video of visual effects artists reacting to moon landings? The presenters are a bit annoying, but it's interesting hearing how they would recreate what they're seeing and how it would look nothing like the real footage because visual effects don't actually look like reality. It's an interesting take on debunking. I've seen that channel. I haven't seen that specific video, though. Lego Old Testament Redux.
Coming a little close.
Oh, yeah. We could maybe check that out.
Excited. It was a banana in my pocket. Oh, I have cut the cheese though. Oh, you know how that is, boys. That's why I got the lights on. Okay, we've got a wrench that fits every size nut, baby. Oh, tighten your bolts, baby. Here I come. Ah! 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 Oh! 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 Thermal sock. Ah! 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 Will Ferrell! Ah! Christmas lights everywhere. Ah! Whoa! Ah! Ah! Yes. Oh! 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 Looky, looky, Captain Hooky, while supplies last. Whoa! 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 Slam dunk it and hit it into another end zone, baby. Oh, gosh! Give me. Oh! The choo-choo trains are coming. Oh! 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 Santa head, we love you. We'll see you in a few minutes. Bye.
What an interesting fellow. Tucker says, let's be honest, anything after Genesis and Moses just gets dry, boring, and repetitive. Plus, God all but disappears into the background. Yeah, the Bible kind of coasts after the first 2 chapters or so. It's like this much good shit and this much bullshit. What is this channel? I think I probably need to subscribe to this channel. Fake Chef's Prank Morning Show.
It is a few days past Thanksgiving, but chances are good you probably still have a fridge full of all those leftovers.
So this morning you're in luck. Chef Keith.
Why am I playing footage of me buying buying figurines after getting paid and you need more? Internet was a mistake, and don't do meth, kids. You'll end up like this guy or Matt Gates. RTK142 says, to be fair, it gets wild in Revelations. Yeah, well, we're not there yet. Mike Mack says, Peter in his 80s, one day God Trump will ascend from heaven and take control of the presidency and kill all the Satanists and cabal with his army of angels. His grandkids, granddad, is off his meds again.
Gerke is here, author of Leftovers Right, making a winner of last night's dinner.
Hold on, I gotta go check on the cats. They're meowing loudly and I'm suspicious. She's good.
Taught. I did not
Sure.
go to culinary school, and I'm kind of unorthodox.
So keep watching Jeopardy 24 hours a day and call this number. Yeah, dumb son of a bitch, you don't watch it 24 hours a day. There's a daily cash prize of $1,000 and fuck no.
I missed your bits. Hold on, let me go back and find them. Not sure if this video was making fun of someone with mental issues or if it's TOS. It was just someone being crazy.
Shit. Call now and play Phone Jeopardy. She drank the poison that Captain Hook intended for Peter Pan.
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell! Fuck 'em.
The Rainbow Sponge, created by Dee Gruning of Posh Impressions, is one of the most versatile and fascinating art tools ever seen. So relax and enjoy. Here's Dee.
You asked for it, so here goes. Now watch this. Ah! I am sorry, but this is exciting. Look at this color. Oh, I go across my stationery with this, and it's done. I squeezed and squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. Twist, 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 twist. Oh, this was one night that I did not sleep. How fun is that? And here are wiggles. I love to wiggle the whole thing. Sometimes I do, a softer wiggle. Just a wiggle across. Wiggles. I want you to look at all of those wiggles. Wow. And then, okay. Look at that time. Okay. Yes. Yes. Oh. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so great. And now that you know how to blaze a rainbow path across everything in sight, I want you to rainbow sponge anything that isn't moving.
Beautiful. RTK142 says, I've never experienced that level of excitement in my life, and that's including every episode of Supernatural Felicity Day was in. Fickett Demos says, meant to ask this when you were talking about Bible stuff, but have you considered going through the Book of Mormon? It's a whole lot of Bible stuff mixed with a whole lot of nutty stuff. I've considered it. Jake and I have talked about it. We might. We still got a little bit left in the Bible, though, so I'm sure we'll figure that out, whenever we do. We'll figure that out whenever we do. That's a pretty vacuous statement, but I stand by it. Let's check out the moon landing thing.
Closer. Zoom in. Come on, hey, gonna tell you something. Hey, the moon? Yeah, it's fake.
Whoa, now that's a shot. What am I seeing? Why does it keep going?
Look at these goofs.
No, my hat, no!
Careful, you might get a critical thought in your brain.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of looks fake.
So why does this look fake?
Welcome to a surprise round of VFX artists react to the moon landing.
Yeah, everyone's like saying, hey, get some NASA scientists in there to talk about the moon landing. No, get some VFX artists in there, because it's VFX.
All right, so we're gonna pull up the Apollo 11 documentary where they basically took all the archival footage from the moon landing and I maxed it. We're gonna watch these shots and we're gonna take a look at them as special effects / visual effects artists. How would we do these shots, or are they even
Mike says,
possible?
since Peter and his family are in a gun cult, I hope he doesn't do anything irrational for real. Baha and I were talking about that the other day.
Miniature work, dude. Rear projection.
Little shots like this, you could fake this shot. You could fake this shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a shot. That's an actual 3D surface down there.
Mm-hmm.
You might say, well, what if you built a miniature? So when you're filming stuff in miniature, there's a very, very shallow depth of field.
If it's a small object and you're using a normal size camera, basically you get extreme depth of field. Things become out of focus very quickly. And it's hard to compensate with that. The only way to do that is to stop down to an extreme level like an F-22 and then blast it with something brighter than the sun.
Let's let it keep, we'll see how long the shot goes on for. This shot is still going. Whoa, okay, it just got way more impossible. There's no lights in the ceiling. So if you built this whole thing in miniature, and your camera's this big, you're looking like at least a football field sized stage. This would have to be built indoors too, by the way, because it's all shaded. The sky is black. There's no blue spill. This is all lit from a single light source.
Dude,
So
space lasers.
the ceiling would have to be so high, and the light would have to be so bright to cover this entire area in an even wash of light, because otherwise you're gonna have a hot spot, whichever is closest to the light.
Well, that's the other thing, is that like, in order to actually evenly light a whole bunch of stuff, it would just be too soft. You wouldn't have any sharp shadows like you see on the moon. And when you do get the sharp shadows, they're gonna be at angles. They're never gonna quite get parallel unless you literally throw millions of miles into the mix.
Yeah.
If you guys like these videos and you like this channel and you want to get more, consider subscribing to CorridorDigital.com. It helps us out, helps you out, and make better content by doing so.
I want to see the actual footage of them running across the moon, because people are like, oh, you could just slow down the footage. Slow motion. That makes anti-gravity, right?
Look at these goofs.
If these guys are moving in slow motion, that guy sure didn't move that slow.
No,
His feet kicked out at regular human
exactly.
speed. Once again, if these guys were on Earth, look at the ups that guy has in that spacesuit.
Well, he could be on wires, Nico. He could be on wires.
Could he? I don't know about that. That's a big area to put a wire in somehow. And then if these guys were...
Does anyone know where the whole tinfoil media comes in? Why tinfoil? I know signs was a thing, but it was already a trope before that happened. Tinfoil hat origin. It's probably old. I guess it can only be as old as tinfoil, though, so let's see what it says. Tinfoil hat is made from one or more sheets of aluminum foil or a piece of conventional headgear lined with foil, often worn in the belief or hope that it shields the brain from threats such as electromagnetic fields, mind control, and mind reading. The notion of wearing homemade headgear for such protection has been a popular stereotype and byword for paranoia, persecutory delusions, and belief in pseudoscience and conspiracy theories. Tinfoil is a common misnomer for aluminum foil packaging. Metal foil was formerly made out of tin before it was replaced with aluminum. Some people have a belief that such hats prevent mind control by governments, spies, or paranormal beings that employ ESP or the microwave auditory effect. People in many countries who believe they are targeted individuals subject to government spying or harassment have developed websites, conference calls, and support meetings to discuss their concerns, including the idea of protective headgear. Vice magazine claimed that the tinfoil hat in popular culture can be traced back to a very weird and prescient short story written in 1927 by Julian Huxley, brother of well-known author Aldous and half-brother of Nobel laureate Andrew, titled The Tissue Culture King, wherein the main character uses a metal hat to prevent being mind-controlled by the villain scientist. Over time, the term tinfoil hat has become associated with paranoia and conspiracy theories. So there you go. Some people actually probably did it, and it was also a thing in fiction. Mike Mack says, why are we watching paid actors? Do be a sheeple, my brother. Open your third eye and read the Bible. I've read it enough.
Recorded in slow motion. One, you only record things in slow motion for like a minute back in the day.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Slow motion cameras, if you were to do this, like you could only shoot for like a few, like 30 seconds at a time.
It would be impossible to record slow motion for the length of time that we see some of these shots run for.
I was strolling on the moon one day.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of looks fake.
So why does this look fake?
I'm getting that like Hollywood backdrop look where it's just that clean line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but that's the thing. The moment he starts running and you realize, that's no backdrop. We just zoomed in. So his scale compared to that backdrop was like hundreds of feet tall at the very least.
Also, another thing to keep in mind is that the reason why it does look slightly uncanny is the fact that you can see so far and it completely destroys your sense of scale because there's no atmospheric dispersion.
One sec, there's a link that I want to check out. Tinfoilcap.co? Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, we've watched a channel that sells this merchandise, actually. I kind of want to get one of these hats. They're too expensive, though. They're like $150, $200 for tinfoil hats. Which isn't worth it.
Of the light.
fog, basically.
Yeah, there's no fog.
There's zero haze in any of these shots. Notice that you can see all the way out to the edge of the horizon and there's zero haze because there's no air on the moon.
So like that distant crater off in the distance is gonna be just as sharp as the rock at your feet.
It's also worth pointing out the way the dust is blowing would be impossible if there was air in that room. When you have air and you blow more air into it, you get vortices, you get turbulence.
Ooh.
So just like when a rocket takes off, you have a little bit of a streak and it goes poof and it becomes all puffy. There's no puffiness there because there's no air to create resistance. So you go and the particle just goes zing. So that shot that we just saw with that dust would have also had to been filmed in a vacuum.
Mike Mack says, I wonder how many people that believe in God actually read the Bible, because as a Catholic myself, I never read it fully. I only read passages for Sunday school. I hated it. I think people would probably be shocked by the number of people who are, like, not even necessarily just religious Christians, because there are a lot of non-denominational sort of vaguely Christian people, but like hardcore evangelicals who've never sat down and actually read the Bible at length, probably a lot of them. Morok says, random question, thoughts on age gaps between two consenting adults? If they're consenting adults, it is what it is, but there are age gaps that I kind of think are creepy. I'm not going to put a specific number on it because, you know, the individuals at play kind of matter, but yeah, it becomes a point where I'm like, especially if it's someone who's like, it's a difference of like, if you're like 40 or 50 and your partner's like 50 or 60, probably doesn't matter that much. But if you're like 50 or even 40 and you're dating someone who's like 19 or 18 or 20, that age difference is going to matter more than if you're like 60 and your partner's 75 or something. I don't know. But again, if it's legal, you know, my judgment means nothing. Do what you're going to do. But don't take advantage of people, no matter their age. RTK142 says, not worth it? I guess you're fine with reptilians reading your mind, then. Maybe that's the proof you are a reptilian. I've admitted it. I am a reptilian. That's just true.
If there's one thing that I've learned from shooting cool sci-fi stuff, it's that having reflective space helmets is the hardest thing to deal with on set, because you always see the camera, and you always see the lights, and you always see the microphones. There are no lights being reflected there in that helmet.
You can actually see Neil Armstrong holding the Hasselblad camera pointed at Buzz Aldrin right there. So Buzz Aldrin may have not been the first person on the moon, but he was the first model on the moon.
These videos on the moon are really crazy to watch. If you have any other real life phenomenon that people think are real or fake and would love us to break down like this, let us know in the comments below.
Got a coat of lead hat and foil so you can block those x-rays. Good idea. Fast Lunacy says, it's so dope to hear these explanations about how this works. It's like getting your mind blown by simple ideas. Yeah, it's cool.
All right, there they are, that little white dot.
Whoa, no way.
Yep.
Cool.
This could not be stop motion. Stop motion would be impossible to get that kind of motion out of it. It just would. You can't get that kind of smooth. Yeah. So you got perspective shifts in the background, so it's not a painting.
Yeah.
They're moving around an object.
Tucker White says, don't kink shame some young males, females, non-binary pals are into MILFs, DILFs, and GILFs. I'm not. But kinks are different than relationships. They're a part of it, but they're different.
To be a model or something that somebody has built. Let's just let it keep going, though.
I just feel like in many circumstances, someone who's really young, like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, whatever, if they're in a relationship with someone in their 40s or 50s, they're high likelihood of getting taken advantage of, regardless of who you are or how mature you might be.
So, all right, unbroken shot. Here we go.
Because there's sort of an inherent power dynamic difference there that is just, I don't know. Power dynamic things in sex is one thing. In a relationship, it can be iffy.
It still hasn't actually left frame, and it started out so tiny you couldn't even resolve it, and now it's like...
Mike Mack says, when I see tinfoil hats, all I can remember is the scene in Scary Movie 3 where the tinfoil hat where Hershey's kisses. Also, I like when Buzz punches a flat earth. I do remember that.
Very noticeable in the shot.
Yeah, the only way to do that shot of the Moonlander coming back to the orbiter is you'd have to build a giant spherical art piece and spin it, and then you'd have to have a little thing move across the distance, a model, I guess. It had to be a pretty big model for the amount of detail on it. You'd have to have an arm, a mechanical arm, but
yeah,
you couldn't paint it out. There's no blue screen here. There's no blue screen fringing or edging.
Can we look at a scene in 2001 really quick?
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Let me put it this way, and I'll get off the age topic after that. But yeah, I kind of agree with Kirthan on this one. Like, right now I'm 27. I'm 27 years old. I'm still in my 20s, my mid to late 20s. And just looking at myself now versus when I was like 20, 21, even 22, like, I'm a very different person. And while I have nothing against people who are that young, you know, I could never see myself, if I were single, which I won't be, so I'm not worried about it, but if I were single, I could never see myself dating someone that young. We're just coming at it from different perspectives. Like, I got a fucking mortgage now, guys. I make insurance payments. I can't even imagine if I was in my 40s trying to relate to someone in their early 20s. Just seems weird. Again, that being said, if you're a consenting adult, you know, I'm not going to shame you. I can't do anything about it. It's just not something that I would ever do. Snazzy Shinobi, thank you for subscribing for 5 months. Andrew Botello with 20 bits says, but these guys are talking a lot about visual practical effects. NASA could have hired 3D effects people from the future. That's probably it. They can time travel, but they can't go to the moon. That's how it worked. Mike says, is the half your age plus 7 rule good for dating? I've heard that. I've not, like, sat down and calculated different ages with it, but I've heard that. I don't know.
Directed by Stanley Kubrick, came out just a year before the moon landing. So it's a great reference for the best of the best for visual and special effects at that time. And we can see how that stacks up to the actual moon landing here. Just immediately, it looks so different. Like, you can tell the planet in the background is just a static painting.
And again, we're dealing with deep space stuff where the harsh shadows are easier to get.
But the lighting doesn't match up between the planet and the space station, and there's bounce light on the space station that's coming from who knows where. Once again, there's no perspective shifts on any of this stuff. Because the way they had to do these shots is basically do a painting, and they could put in little, you know, bits of footage like those people at their stations. But notice the camera doesn't move anywhere in the scene. It's just locked and it zooms out. Hey, look at all the turbulence in that smoke.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah! See how it's curling? You would not have any curls on the moon.
So this was a funny April Fool's idea we've had for a long time. I'm glad we finally got to sit down and do it. Yeah, believe it or not, I think the technology required to fake the moon landing, to the extent that we would see it, is almost more ambitious and harder to do than going to the moon.
Almost. It's significantly harder.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy April Fool's Day. Or if you're watching this at a later time, then happy day, whatever day it is. Yeah, keep thinking critically. Consider subscribing. We'll see you guys in the next one.
That's pretty cool. Let's check out some of these random flat earth channels that people have sent me. Not sent me. There's a list that was sent to me, basically. And I gotta start checking some of these, because, you know, we have plenty of flat earth channels already, but a lot of these I haven't looked at, so...
No matter what shape you believe the Earth to be, whether you think Earth is a...
Hold on, I gotta turn the volume up on this.
convex ball, a concave bowl. No matter what shape you believe the Earth to be, whether you think Earth is a convex ball, a concave bowl, or flat level plane, there is an objective, empirical, scientific, demonstrable way to prove it once and for all.
How about a camera? How about a...
That there was a natural marriage there, that we can embed these
NASA's
inflexible solar cells onto these very large-scale thin solar.
How about the fact that we have cameras in space? Does that help? Does that help you? That seems pretty empirical to me. God, that seems scary. I'm afraid of heights, and even though, of course, I'm not going to say you can't fall from this height, because orbiting is literally falling constantly. But this looks horrifying.
All purely perceptual proofs, from long-distance photography to laser tests, are unfortunately subjective, non-empirical, and can always be contested by appealing to various visual phenomena, such as refraction. The ultimate experiment to practically
Just
prove
because
that
there are other factors going into these experiments, like refraction, doesn't mean those aren't empirical experiments. I always say empirical, and it makes it sound like I'm saying empirical. I know it's empirical, I just pronounce it weird. There could be factors like that, and as long as you like control for them, or you make note of them and recognize the effect that they're having on your results consistently, and you're able to demonstrate that, that's fine. That can still be empirical.
the shape of the Earth would be a fixed, permanent,
Space,
tangible
the ultimate
construction,
height.
demonstrating empirically, in perpetuity, the truth for all to test. Professional structural engineer and outspoken globe skeptic Brian Mullen has invented and outlined just such a structure in his Force the Line project.
This guy, is trying to get... Does he have the GoFundMe somewhere? Hold on. Does GoFundMe still have this up? I would have thought they would have taken this down by now. No, it's still up. This guy's trying to raise 100,000 pounds to build this device to prove the Earth is flat. They've made almost 4,000 pounds so far. So... Mike Mack says, as a Catholic, I believe in God, I believe in the globe and dinosaurs and true scientists, and not that hard. These people are just so delusional for their own good. Yeah, it's very strange. Winter O'Hare says, do you think there's a secular reason why they think NASA is lying? I only ever hear them claim that it's to lead people away from the Bible. Some of them claim because of the operating budget of NASA, but the operating budget of NASA is not very high. It's like less than half of 1% of the national budget. It's like... It's not very big. If you were trying to skim stuff off the top, you'd probably skim from the military, not NASA.
Hi, I'm Brian Mullen, and this is Force the Line. Here's my idea. What we do is, we need 2 miles of relatively flat land, or it's easier if we use flat land. I'm thinking Oklahoma, Nebraska. Florida would work, but there's a lot of crap in the way in Florida. There's so much foliage here that we would need maybe... we could do this under power lines, but who really wants to work under power lines? So, here's what we do. We set posts over a 2-mile stretch of land. What I've got here are my posts, okay? 10 feet on center. Here's your first post, second post at 10 feet, third post at 20 feet, all the way down to 2 miles. 2 miles away. Here's your last post at 10,560 feet, or 2 miles. And your second to last post at 10,550
Winter O'Hare says, having family members in the military, that's where to skim. There's so much wasted money, especially with contractors. Tiger White says, wow, this guy just radiates charisma.
Okay?
Well, that's why he's raised so much money,
Now, the
clearly.
idea is
And Pyromancer says he just wants to do
everything is
what
based
those
off
power
the
lines over the
off
water
first 2
already do.
posts. Okay? What we do, we set the posts in a straight line. Very, very easy to do. Contractors can definitely do this. And then between the very first 2 posts, we construct a beam between the 2 and level that beam. Okay? We level this beam, okay? Make it level. This is typically how beams are constructed. You always level them out unless there's a roof slope or something. But for floor...
Wow, this guy's boring.
Or something.
That can back?
Well, new constructing level.
Poles.
Basically, they want to construct a leveled surface. Okay. Let's see what other videos this channel has. We'll give him one more shot, and then we'll move on. Mitchy Sai, thank you for extending your tier 1 sub through August.
Well, it's been a slow process throughout my life. I guess people ask me this a lot, and I try to give a different answer every time, so here we go.
It's sad these people invented an enemy to defeat, yet act like victims,
You know, as I was a teenager, I think when I came across things like Bill Hicks and magic mushrooms, I started to veer towards the counterculture and start.
That's sad. That's sad when someone takes a drug trip and then it ruins their life because they've completely fucked their brain and they have no idea what reality is anymore. That's a shame. Wing the Ultimate Nug says, why can't these people just learn failures of bridges that didn't take into the Earth's curve?
Start thinking more critically. I came across people like David Icke and...
Oh no! Renowned anti-Semite David Icke? That's not good.
Alex Jones, and started thinking about conspiracies. Michael Tessari.
Adia Blue says, why is the history so often? So I tried all the drugs and now I don't like other people. No idea. Towing24 says, let's be real, if that derp actually got the money to do it, they'd grift it by claiming the posts are level when they'd actually bury the posts at different levels. I think they probably would.
And some of these other people, reading their work, watching their documentaries. I ended up writing my own book, my first book, Atlantean Conspiracy, which was like an encyclopedia of all that I was learning from these other conspiracy gurus out there. And my research has continued to now where I've learned something that most conspiracy gurus won't touch with a 10-foot...
Andrew Batella says, by the way, this channel is a video called Level in a Spanish translation called Nivel. Levels as an adjective in Spanish is not nivel, nivelado at the very least.
Oh.
They don't even know the shape of the Earth. You expect them to learn a different language?
And so I'm doing my best to break through the counter-culture, the alternative media, whatever you want to call it here, to try and expose the flat Earth conspiracy. The process, the method...
Wow, this guy is like the driest flat earther. Oh, did he do the 200 proofs the Earth's not a spinning ball? I definitely covered him at some point then. We'll add him anyway, just in case. Let's take a look at another one, and then we'll try out something else. Flatty McFlatface. Yeah, the whole Flat Earth community is freaking out about the, that fundraiser to build the, like, big flat thing. So this channel's talking about it, too. Mike Max says, hype for Venom 2, new season of Lucifer, upcoming Marvel content, and who played the new Resident Evil. Sorry. I don't think Venom 2 looks good. I didn't like the first one, though.
Okay. We are live again. Hi everyone. Quick update. Tomorrow at around 4 PM British time, GMT, Dell will make a little announcement video to say that the link for Google Meets will be on the community page on his channel, Beyond the Imaginary Curve. The link to Dell's channel will be in the description box, along with the GoFundMe link and the Facebook link. Done a bit of...
Boring. Why are so many flat earthers boring? Come on.
The second question, again, has to do with gravity. And it is, how does gravity work if mass is not a factor?
Mass is attracted to other mass. Mass is a factor. Bardlock Moses with 100 bits says Z.
In both conceptions of gravity, mass is the key defining factor. In Newton's conception, well, two masses attract each other. In Einstein's conception of gravity, a mass will warp space around it and anything going near it will literally fall towards the mass. But let's do a thought experiment. Imagine you have an empty gas bottle, and that gas bottle weighs a pound. Okay, so if you put that gas bottle on a scale and zero out the weight of the gas bottle, then fill it with 10 pounds of helium. Well, you can compare that full gas bottle with an 11-pound weight, and they will act exactly the same. So, you know, they'll both fall to the ground when you let go of them. You put them on scales, and they'll both weigh, 11 pounds.
Okay, assuming that the thing with the helium weighs 11 pounds, sure. RTK says, is this dude that drinks his own urine? No, I don't think so. Maybe he does. I actually don't know. But I'm not familiar with this person, so I don't know. Mike says he lost credibility even more because he drinks his own pee. Okay, that's a second person saying he drinks his own pee. Does this guy drink his own pee?
So now, if you evacuate that helium into a balloon...
Can we skip to the PragerU shit? That'll at least have charismatic bullshit, not boring bullshit. I don't know if I'm even going to do PragerU today. That doesn't sound fun.
And compare it to a 10-pound weight. You know, just consider this. You know, the same amount of helium atoms, 10 pounds of weight, yeah, are now...
Weight is a measurement... How do I put this? Weight is not a measurement of... When you're dealing with something like helium, weight is not necessarily a good measurement, at least weight, the way we're talking about. You would usually measure something with mass, right? Mass is going to give you an absolute value, whereas weight is subject to factors like forces acting upon it. Like helium is going to, because of the fact that it's lighter than air, is going to move upward in our atmosphere and is going to lessen the apparent weight, even though it doesn't affect the mass, right? So using helium as an example here just shows you don't understand that there are conflicting vectors at play that are affecting the apparent weight. Towing24 says, given the guy's Dunning-Kruger level, I'd put money on him voting for Brexit. Ender92 says, empty gas bottle, SMH. This is the America you wanted when you voted for Biden. And then Andrew Patella says, are flat earthers now assuming that buoyancy is not a thing? What? Yeah, I don't know.
In this balloon, and you're now comparing it to a 10-pound iron weight. Same mass. Mass hasn't changed. Now, if you let go...
Do they have the same mass or do they have the same weight? Apparent weight. Because you're conflating the two, and I'm a little confused, right? Because the apparent weight of a helium balloon is going to be different than the apparent weight of a weight, because the weight doesn't have an upward force acting upon it, right? At least not one that's doing anything. The helium does.
Oh, then the helium balloon's going to go up, the iron weight is going to go down. It has nothing to do with mass, it's relative density. And this thought experiment...
Helium is lighter than air, and therefore there's a buoyant force that's acting upon it in opposition to the gravity that is also acting upon it.
Proves it.
Adia Blue says Flat Earth conflates many, many scientific ideas. Hannah, stop that. Sorry, density. I didn't mean buoyancy. Jesus Christ with these guys every time. Okay, I'll add this guy too. Let's check out this Chuck E. Cheese training video. Tucker White with snoring noises. Tubeman642 with 40 bits says, what's heavier, a kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers? They're the same. They're both a kilogram. Their volume will probably be quite different because one is denser than the other.
This is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin.
Fun fact, a degree from Chuck E. Cheese University is still worth more than a degree from Trump University, so that's good. Sim Feliz, thanks for following.
Hey, Don, that was great. You really made Chucky come alive.
So wait, how does a plane over water equal flat? I don't know.
You made it look so easy. Well,
Chuck E. Cheese, what happened? You lost your head! And there's a person inside you!
Kids love Chucky, so that's the easy part. But taking care of the costume and being a character takes quite a bit of practice.
Remember,
I knew Chuck E. Cheese wasn't a white guy. He's too cool! May I pet your doggo? Thanks for subscribing with an 8-month streak. Towing24 says, Hannah, next time you're in the mood to watch a dumb Afro-Anglo person, please bring back the Dussy guy? Why does his race matter? He's just a weirdo. Tucker White says, kill it with fire.
every guest leaves happy, and our guests always come first. Let's take a look at what our guests expect of Chuck E. Cheese. Every guest that visits our restaurants interacts with Chuck E. Cheese. Because Chuck E. Cheese represents our commitment to fun, he must be full of energy and always having fun himself.
Do they still have a Chuck E. Cheese guy at the Chuck E. Cheese? Chuck E. Cheese costume. Like, obviously right now, Chuck E. Cheese... Well, maybe some Chuck E. Cheeses are starting to open. But, like... Oh, yeah, look at that. I don't like that. I mean, arguably, it's better than the old Chuck E. Cheese, who looks like a rat that lives in the back of a pizza place. But the new one just looks, I don't know. He looks like a bad corporate mascot. At least this one had character, you know? Pyromancer says, I expect weird smells, cheap pizza, creepy mascots. Mike Mack says, that's because the Chuck E. Cheese degree actually teaches people to give them a job, unlike Trump's Scamiversity. And Tucker says, come to Chuck E. Cheese. I'm not going to read that one. I get it, but... Chucky is a rat. That's not a rat.
A clean, well-maintained appearance is essential to Chuck E. Cheese's image. While in the Chuck E. Cheese costume, always be aware of the children around you and exercise safety at all times. First, we must strive to keep all our costumes clean and well-maintained.
I feel like the inside of the mask at a Chuck E. Cheese must smell like hot, wet death. RTK says, I can't remember if I said this last time or not, but my mother loves to bring it up 35 years later, how tore up I was when I was 5 when the Chuck E. Cheese we were going to was closed. Been there. Pyromancer says, you couldn't pay me enough to interact with that many children on a constant basis. And Morok says, I've always preferred Bloaty the Pizza Hog. Oh, Invader Zim reference? I think I get that.
The outside appearance
smells
of
like
the costume
Dussy.
reflects on you, the performer. For example,
let me check on the cats real quick. I just got to keep checking them just in case. I'll be right back. They're good.
to clean Chucky, 409 or similar cleaners should be used on the face, hat, and toes. Check these daily.
Explain the new kitty. She's a kitty, and she's new. We decided to adopt another cat. Her name is Cassia.
Any upholstery cleaner, such as Woolite, can be used to clean any spots on the fur. Be sure to follow directions carefully. When you put Chucky away for the night, spray a little disinfectant, such as Lysol.
It creeps me out that they're talking about the suit like it's alive. Like, no, if that's Chucky, you've done terrible and unspeakable, unforgivable things to him, and you should probably be in prison. It's not, though. It's just a suit, so let's not.
In the head to keep it fresh.
Yes, Chuck E. Cheese is alive. I wear his skin and disinfect his insides at night.
Be sure to brush the fur every day.
Over the next few years, Hannah and Baja will have over 10 cats. No, we will not.
It is very important that Chucky has a well-groomed appearance. Hands, vest, and body can be machine washed in cold water and dried on the lowest setting. The vest should be air dried. While cleaning the costume, visualize what your performance will consist of. Even the cleanest costume won't help if you don't prepare your show. Our costumes are extremely important to our image, not to mention expensive. To care for these items, machine wash separately in cold water on a gentle cycle. Tumble dry on low or no heat. Iron if necessary, but don't iron over letters on the sports shirt. Always check to see which items may need to be dry cleaned. Clean these items with blue or similar cleaner. Periodically apply vinyl protectant such as Armor All. Do not dry clean. For the fat suit, remove the fabric cover from the foam. The cover can be machine washed on gentle in cold water. The foam should be allowed to air out after each use, and it should also, at that time, be sprayed with Lysol. Remember, Helen's dress must always be dry cleaned. And please be sure to double check your manual for costume cleaning procedures. Being prepared always saves you time and energy. You will need to bring a few items from home, such as running shorts, because the costumes get extremely warm, t-shirts, which are comfortable and they absorb perspiration, socks, which will prevent your feet from being irritated by the costume, a towel, which is a must. Use it to freshen up or...
Who sits through this presentation and how disgusting it is inside this fucking corporate pizza fursuit and goes, yeah, I still want this job. But bring socks so the suit doesn't irritate your feet. What the fuck?
Or tuck it into your t-shirt for comfort during a performance. And a headband will also help cushion your head and keep sweat from running into your eyes. Warm up before you begin your magic as Chuck E. Cheese. Do several simple stretch exercises to loosen your neck, back, and leg muscles. Doing this will help in preventing unnecessary injuries. It is extremely important to keep in the best physical shape possible at all times. Not only will you feel good, but you will be...
This is Chuck E. Cheese fraud. We all know this is the real Chuck E. Cheese. And then it's like I'm not going to show it on stream just in case. It's a somewhat suggestive image of a lady version of Chuck E. Cheese. Wait, is that a lady version or is that a femboy Chuck E. Cheese? I can't tell. Mo Addicted says, so Venn diagrams of Chuck E. Cheese actors and fledgling furries not being able to afford their first suit is basically a circle. Okay, script idea. Spec script idea. A furry who can't afford their own fursuit, so they get a job at Chuck E. Cheese so they can steal the Chuck E. Cheese suit to modify into their own fursuit. The opening bid will be $30 million for my spec script. 80 of Blue says, make sure your blood sacrifice is fresh when offering it to the suit. Don't spill onto the suit.
Be able to give the best performance as well. Remember to eat well and always drink plenty of fluids between performances. Now comes the tough part, putting on the costume. But don't worry, if you follow the steps, you'll get the hang of it in no time. This is how to put on the Chuck E. Cheese tuxedo costume. referring to the training manual to see how the others are done.
Killjoy102 says, Mommy, why does Chuck E.
Now
Cheese have
you
a
are
green
ready
and
to
blue
go.
hair and a massive
Remember,
penis?
when you're inside Chuck, you have a special job.
Remember, folks, when you're inside Chuck, you have a special job. MMO Addicted says, then their manager finds out and likes the improvements, and they spin off to a legally distinct Pepin B. Roney. Peppy B. Roney.
You are portraying the essence of our business, so use lots of energy and movement. For extra ideas on playing Chucky and dance steps, refer to the live Chucky training tape. Being a costume character takes a lot of time and energy, but it is also one of the most rewarding areas at Chuck E. Cheese's. Caution must be used at all times to ensure the safety of not only the children, but you, the entertainer, as well. One of Chucky's major roles comes during the birthday party, the parade of cakes.
Isn't it weird that for a pizza place, a restaurant, the mascot became a dirty rat? Isn't that weird? What's up with that? RTK says, I'll give you $5 for the script. Sadly, I have to wonder. Everyone has a great whatever it is for you when you hear this. Live long and prosper. Peace and long life. Thanks.
Since this part is...
Rats love cheese. You ever overlook something that's really obvious and then you feel very stupid? That tracks. Querulous Artisan says, now comes the hard part, putting on the costume. Watches the person putting on the costume while staring at my more difficult costumes. I wish my costumes were that easy. Adia Blue says, daily, and Mike Max says, if you need more femboy in your life and food at a reasonable price, come on in to Femboy Hooters.
So important, you might want to do a rehearsal on the floor before the store opens to get your bearings with the costume. Ask managers and employees if they have time to participate. That way, everyone...
Sushi Mom has redeemed a Time Somebody Else Out channel points reward. Pick a number between 1 and 20, chat, and I'll time out whoever picks it. So everyone pick a number between 1 and 20. Then you're gonna get timed out if you get the number.
One will feel prepared. Be sure to practice with the birthday tape to make sure that you get the precise timing down. Remember, if you're ever in trouble, use the timeout signal and determine whether or not you will be able to make it to the regular exit door. Always keep the safety of the children in mind, but most of all, have fun. From here, your trainer will help you with any questions you may have and will assist you in getting ready. Good luck and have fun.
As a costume character, you are helping people laugh and create that magical ambience. It's a big and important responsibility. You can't let the charm of the costume carry itself. You must put your heart and soul into it, right? Right.
Killjoy says I went on E621 and found Chuck E. Cheese porn. It exists. It won't load for me for some reason. Probably for the best. Oh, this is a clip from a movie. I can't play this. Hello, Garth says, hello, I am late. What did I miss? Just instructions on what to do when you're inside Chuck. Same old, same old. Because when you're inside Chuck, you have an important job to do.
My name is Joe Kramer, and I'm a massage instructor. We were taught that there are places on our body that we should avoid, and the asshole is at the top of the list. Until I was 30 years old, I hated my asshole. Twice I even had surgery on my asshole. Not fun. I recommend clenching your asshole in rhythm with your breathing. What results can you expect from anal breathing? Well, less tension in the asshole. I have relaxed and healed my asshole. This muscle, this major pump, is the secret of the asshole.
We got a real hardcore Satanist up next, folks. Get ready.
We're discussing Satanism and the occult this morning and some of the dangers that are lurking about. And with me in the studio is the Dark Lord Blood, who is a 7th-generation satanic worshiper.
7th generation! Pyromancer says, all hail Satan.
I mean, are all your friends Satanists?
No, I don't have any friends, but my acquaintances are, yeah.
Uh-huh.
This guy's got a mustache that I like to call the reverse Hitler.
For the purposes of this study, we will focus on the number 666 and its use in the Universal Product Code.
Most people don't realize that 80% of all toys on the market have occultic influence, and these are the most popular.
It says here that it actually makes the wings move, so let me look at that.
Oh, that's a pretty sweet toy. Mike Mack says, I wonder how many homophobic Christians go for their prostate exam.
Isn't that amazing?
And do you remember those verses in the book of Revelation about the flying beast with the riders on them?
This could actually be taken from Revelations.
Sure, it looks like it.
I dealt with a boy, to abbreviate it, who wanted to kill me. The name of the demon that was inside the young man was named Azrael. I later found out that Azrael was Lucifer's personal death angel. Not only that, but I also found out that that was the same name as the cat on the Smurfs. And what is his primary objective? Is to catch little Smurfs and kill them for Gargamel.
Gargamel is a wizard. Yeah.
And this kind of knife is being sold for that reason. There's something called an
But
empty.
it's also being sold for healthy reasons.
Man, what's healthy about selling a knife that's
Yes!
Vicky.
Snake Mountain. It's got an interesting little feature here. I'm going to turn it on. It can actually transform your voice from your regular voice to that of an occultic hero. Is that correct?
Caddick Star Whale says there's a 3-hour-long fan-made Star Trek movie on YouTube. It's in a trilogy with over 10 hours total. Took too long to watch on stream, but you should know about it. Star Trek 1 Spectre.
Now there's a cheer.
Oh god, it's all in CG though. I don't think I could watch this for 3 hours. It might be very good. It's possible. But I can't watch that for 3 hours.
So let's get a Skeletor type of voice.
Azrael is a demon, an angel, not a demon, dumbass. Oh, I didn't know that.
Let me turn this on here. I think I'm getting it too loud. Skeletor, the master of the universe.
There's no fucking music now. Hey, how you doing, eh?
I thought Azrael was the cute goat from Undertale. I haven't played Undertale. Hydrate. One Speedy Yoshi says, fun fact about Chuck Entertainment Cheese. When they got the original suit, they thought it was a coyote because of how furry it was. Then they then when they got it, it had a huge rat tail, so they played it up. Before people were like, ew, a rat, so they redesigned him as a mouse. His original name was Ricky Rat. Also, these are the first ever bits I've bought, and they're going to you. Congrats. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Nolan Bushnell, who was also, I think, the head of Atari at one point. I think he was the original head of Atari, in fact. Mr. Sir Knight Kingyo says, Azrael is an Islamic angel of death. The angel of death is an angel of God who helps people to die so that they can go to heaven or hell. Usually the former, since the victim didn't commit suicide. Antifa Panda, thank you for subscribing for 5 months.
My name is Louis Grigio, fuck.
That's great, that's great. But that was great. Why don't you go jump over?
Jerry, get it up together in there in the booth.
You know, Richard, have a little understanding.
No, he's up for an Emmy, honey. It's a one-take fucker.
No, and now you tell me not to.
I'm telling you right now, you do this right. And just smile in front of the goddamn camera. Like your best. Is anybody on the teleprompter? Right. Fuck.
Hello. We're here today to learn how to give your opossum a proper massage. If you've been concerned about your opossum's flexibility and structural well-being, it's time to learn about proper opossum massage. Here we have a senior opossum. It's only natural that she's lost some of her youthful elasticity and spring, some opossums are known for. Stretch the animal out on a table. Here we're using a handy ironing board with a soft, fleecy cover so as not to snag one of these delicate little toenails. Breathe and begin at the base of the skull, working in slow, gentle, concentric circles.
Logard says, Hannah, I, in a totally not parasocial way, like you and your content. Thank you. Mike Mack says, I like the lore in Supernatural where the angels hate humanity because they have to serve them and can't disobey God. I can't blame them. We're basically God's spoiled brat. Bard Like Moses says, what's wrong with that trash cat? Nothing. How dare you insult that person? This, or rather that cat, whatever. Oh, God. It's My Little Pony voice actresses swearing.
I'm going to take you on an historical adventure on a fucking poo.
You know what it is? You said you're gonna fucking do it. Smooth it out, then. It fucking sorry.
All right, bitch. I promised to deliver a new design to Fancy Pants for his Monocle and Top Hat Appreciation Society soiree. Fuck you, you fucking line. Well, of course not. Don't you see? It's the first shift in royal power in over a millennium. Fuck me hard. Don't you know how much this means to Twilight this day?
I'm afraid at the number of bronies that have taken that sound clip of her saying fuck me hard and put it on a loop. That scares me a little bit. Just putting it out there. Over under 300 bronies have clopped it to that. Just curious.
Beastly beast. Fuckwads. And then the little tree reached his branches up to the moon. Fuck me, here we go again. What in tarnation are you doing, Big Mac? We do not fraternize. Fuck me blue.
Make sure it's right.
We do not fraternize with the pears.
With pears.
Ball sack, I did it again. What's going on? What's with these here candles? Ball sack, one more time. Well, show fuck me dead. One day your mom brought me some candied pears, eggs, flour, sugar, and vanilla and told me to just be creative.
If you don't want me to judge your fan groups for masturbating to Rule 34 of animated ponies, then don't do it. You should feel ashamed. I am kink shaming in this one specific case.
Oh, the next thing I knew, I was whipping up pear upside down cake and I had my anabolic cocksucker. One more time.
It's understanding, you know, that last part of the line is, I understand if you have
having
second thoughts.
Bitch. Oh, fuck. A
bet this here's the problem that Fluttershy and I can't fuck. 'Cause if your kindness hadn't made you fuck.
You felt that, didn't you?
Shit! So you brought back Chrysalis, Cozy Glow, and T-Rex? T-Rex. Fuck me. Our little Twilight, all grown up. Should we tell her we've cleared out our motherfucker?
That was a little funny. I probably would find it funnier if I actually knew about the characters, but like, I don't know what, except the ones the cowgirl one, and that's what I know.
Gotta scurry, meal time on its way. Crowds are coming, kids are yelling. Good grief, what a day. Down the aisle, keep.
Oh God, what is this? What is this flow? What is happening?
Your smile, meats and chicken for a while. Read the label, ain't no fable before you lead a store. Bring the chorus.
I think, honestly, the time that I tried to do Ice Ice Baby was better than what they're doing, so. Thanks, Evil Dead guy. Have a good night.
All about time, no reason, no rhyme. It's all about that time. Time, it's all about time, no reason, no rhyme. It's all about time. Do your errands first, grocery shopping last, then get the food right home. Don't you know that germs can grow if you take the time to roam? You know what I'm saying? A car that's hot is a germ's best spot for growing out of control. So what do? You keep your food cold. After it's sold, then you'll be on a roll. Let me hear it. Time, it's all about time.
Thundercats bloopers, and Keirthan says cute cleanse from all the cringe. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing some of these cleanses soon. I'm gonna have to get ready for D&D.
No reason, no rhyme, it's all about time. Attack those food germs by degrees. 40 in the fridge, 0 in the freeze. Attack those food germs by degrees. 40 in the fridge, 0 in the freeze. The colder they get, the slower they grow. And then when you cook them, you lay them down.
Peter, nah, I'll save them for the Chud Watch that we're doing later in the week.
Down low, AO, 1, 2, 3. Protect your body and the baby.
I did put Peter in the title, so I guess I do need to do Peter, actually. Charisma saves today, not E-Live.
It's all about time, no reason, no rhyme.
Okay.
I never thought I would say this, but it's starting to feel like we're in some type of zombie apocalypse. It's such a weird feeling to have, but for some reason that I can't explain right now on this video, it kind of feels like I'm in some type of zombie apocalypse. Like, similar things are happening like they would in a movie.
I'm guessing that he's saying that vaccines are like zombie apocalypses or something.
The vaccine zombie apocalypse, guys, these vaccines are making people infertile. They're killing.
Yep. That's not true, by the way, obviously.
I can't go into all the details about it in this video, but I will in my Rumble video. My name is Peter Hanna. This is Peter's Political Perspective. Now, this is just a preview. Vaccine zombie apocalypse. This is a preview of the full show, which killing people. They're reducing lifespans. They're doing crazy things, and
there's absolutely no evidence any of that's true.
The damage from these vaccines is contagious.
No, it's not. This is the problem with Peter. He'll read something on like 4chan or 8kun or the Donald.win or GreatAwakening.win or one of the other QAnon sites, and he'll just take it absolutely at face value. Baja links a source that talks about there's no link between COVID-19 and infertility, which I trust. Like, it's so ridiculous to me. that Peter is spouting this absolute horse shit, and he doesn't realize how stupid he sounds. Pyromancer says, yeah, the zombies are really odd. They keep saying things like Trump is still the president. It's weird.
Holy moly, guys. I think there's a lot you need to know. My name is Peter Hanna. This is Peter's Political Perspective. Please subscribe, share, like this show, and if you can, I'm selling high quality, very high quality CBD oils in the comments. You can click on the link. It's
hold on. Where's his CBD oils?
MyDailyChoice.com/Health Sanctuary CBD.
Health Sanctuary CBD. Where is it? I don't see it. Welcome to Peter Hanna's site. Oh, is it just like, wait. This isn't like MLM, is it? Hold on, let me look. My Daily Choice. Outstanding choices for wellness and business. We believe there's a choice. Company. Opportunity. Become an affiliate. Uh-oh. Oh, no, Peter. Peter, no. My God, no. There's never been a better time to choose success. Seize the global opportunity that allows you to work from anywhere, set your own schedule, and build a debt for... Oh, no! Yeah, I think Peter's got involved in a multi-level marketing company. Mike Max 321 says, we're getting closer to idiocracy every day. Okay, to be clear, Peter is over $60,000 in debt already. He told me this. Okay? He still lives with his parents. He doesn't have a real job. He has 2 kids with a 3rd kid on the way. And now he's joined a pyramid scheme. Peter, your life isn't shitty because of the deep state or Satanists or anything. It's shitty because you make bad choices. Make better choices, Peter. You dumb man. Pyromancer says, pyramid. Peter, part of the Illuminati confirmed. Oh, that poor guy.
Yeah, you can find a whole array of wonderful CBD products that I've endorsed.
Illuminati collab when? That's what I'm saying. Blair. I don't know what we would do, but let's do something.
Vetted, I trust, and this will help.
I don't know why I say that like it's gonna go into the ether and she's gonna hear that somehow. I know that's not how the internet works.
The channel, if you buy there. So let me dive right into it. Are we in some type of zombie apocalypse because of vaccines?
No.
You know what? I never thought I'd say those words, but the fact is...
The funniest part is that if this was a zombie apocalypse, Peter and QAnon idiots are the exact kind of people who'd be like getting bitten and then hiding it from the group so no one can actually do anything about it. They'd be running headfirst into the zombies going, I don't believe in the liberal hoax that is the zombies. Bite me. That's exactly how the internet works? I don't think so. Ender92 says, Peter falling for an MLM? No. What is his track record would indicate he would fall for a scam with cult-like thinking? And then Querulous Artisan says, Peter, Resident Evil isn't real. And Pyromancer says, Earth 2.0 features real-life pinging of people.
Based on what I've been learning about vaccines, especially from the show And We Know show on Rumble, which is one of my favorite shows to stay informed, these vaccines are the most harmful,
misinformed,
dangerous thing you could possibly ever do. This is...
No. Please get vaccinated. I've been vaccinated. It's great. I've been vaccinated with 2 doses. I'm good, Peter. Please, for the love of God, Peter. Your wife is pregnant. You have 2 children. You live with your elderly parents. You go to regular gun church services. Get vaccinated.
This is like crazy. I mean, I knew the
What one did I get? Moderna.
Vaccines were weaponized medicine, but like
Bardlock Moses with 100 bits says Vax Club.
Like, these vaccines take it to a whole new level. I'm talking about vaccines their harmful effects are contagious.
No, that's literally impossible. That's not how this works, Peter. Peter, the vaccines, the mRNA vaccines, do not have disease in them. How are you going to catch it when that's not even how it works? First of all, if you do get a vaccine that's like a live virus vaccine, you're not going to get other people sick. But this isn't even that. So what are you talking about? Stop getting your medical information from idiot conspiracy theorists on Rumble.
Vaccines that make men and women infertile. I know, it sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that's because it is. Have a little self-awareness for once.
And I wasn't allowed to talk about this on YouTube, but I'm completely uncensored right now, and let me tell you, what I've been learning about these vaccines is scary. Let me start off with what's been coming out of a fertility clinic. They're saying that every man that comes...
They're saying, you know, they, them, generic thing that I read on my Facebook feed. They, them, who knows, whatever, you know, anonymous sources. They're always saying... No, Peter, stop. Stop spreading fake news. Andrew Batella says, men and women infertile, I guess NB people will inherit the earth.
Comes in that had the COVID vaccine, the mRNA one that changes your DNA.
It doesn't change your DNA! Do you understand that mRNA is a different thing than DNA, Peter, you stupid asshole?
All their sperm is...
Read a fucking book that isn't about smoking weed, you loser.
Useless, sterile, unusable. In other words, based on what this fertility clinic is saying, any male who got the COVID vaccine, not the Johnson & Johnson one, the mRNA other one, they are literally infertile. Now, I hope that this is temporarily. I hope it's not permanent. But again, these vaccines change your DNA. I've never heard of other type of vaccines that actually change your DNA.
This one doesn't either, you stupid idiot. This one doesn't either. Have you ever read anything about any vaccine, you stupid asshole? Can you read? Are you literate? Because I've read your book, Peter, one of them. I would say it's iffy based on the way you write. Put down the goddamn weed and read a book. Listen to a doctor. Go outside, touch grass. I don't care. But stop it. You're gonna get your family killed, you idiot. Ashy Boof says, but Hannah, both RNA and DNA end with NA, so they must be the same, just like how we're also made up of lasagna. Pyromancer says, hey, Peter. And then it's a link to the article talking about you're 6 times more likely to get erectile dysfunction if you catch COVID. Ender92 says, my favorite thing I've heard to debunk this is it really made you infertile. Do you think Republicans would let women get it openly and freely? Sky Comet Fallen says, maybe Peter and his wife should become infertile so they don't end up with a bunch of starving children. They already have 3.
They literally turned you into
2, about to have 3.
To a GMO human. A
GMO human!
This is horrible. This is horrible. Like, I'm not saying this for any evil reasons or to scare people or to...
Hey, Peter, without Googling it, what's the M in mRNA stand for? If you don't know, then maybe shut the fuck up for the rest of your life.
Get views, like, honestly, I'm really upset about it. I have a brother who took these COVID vaccines, and he will probably never be able to have children, and that's very disappointing because, you know, he's brainwashed. But the fact is, also with women, the fertility clinic is saying, like, oh my gosh, the effects of these vaccines on women has been...
Look at the source at this, too, by the way. It's a post where someone is saying, one of my Facebook friends posted her friend's testimonial direct experience who works in a fertility clinic. So his source on this is, I read on some comment somewhere that someone's friend's friend had a testimonial. Think about this for 5 seconds and try not to want to die. That this idiot has an audience when this is the source he's putting on the screen. I saw a post where someone said... I saw a post where a Facebook friend said their friend said a thing. These people think this is, quote, research, and not what I would say, quote, is being an idiot. I'm over Peter's shit. Can you tell? He's so fucking dangerous. Mike Mack says, Peter's brother got a kid. Peter, yep, your wife cheated on you. Shouldn't have taken the vaccine.
Catastrophic, like horrible problems like bleeding, miscarriages, like horrible cycles and periods, all bloody and horrible. Like, it's actually wrecking women down in their, you know, reproductive area. And it's sad, but the scariest part...
Do you think if I asked Peter name 4 parts of the female reproductive system, he could name them? Because I'm guessing no.
And the reason I labeled this video the vaccine zombie apocalypse is that the damage, I'm not sure if all of it or some of it, but some of the damage from these vaccines is contagious.
No, it's not. That's literally not how anything works, you stupid, stupid, stupid bitch.
Contagious. Can you believe it? Can
Natural news! Let's look at the other headlines on Natural News, shall we? Most of the world's laboratories developing self-replicating weaponized vaccines. Weaponized vaccines. California's anti-gun Marxists are considering softening gun crime laws because more persons of color are violating them. Oh, this seems like a very unbiased and reasonable site. What a fucking idiot. This is where Peter gets his information and thinks it's research. Logarth says, I like the new extra spicy Hannah. MN Broodwitch says, gloves off, Hannah. I love it. Tyron says, I guess he'll have to wear a mask if the vaccine is contagious. Yep. H. Baird says, if the vaccine makes people contagious, Peter should wear a mask around others just to be safe. He should. Mike Mack says, Peter one day will be use the Onion as a source. Adia Blue says, they called it a cure, and what did it do? They put it in a gun.
Can you believe it?
No, I don't believe that. I don't. Can you believe that I don't believe that?
It used to be, okay, they get their vaccines. I don't get my vaccines. I'm safe. Not anymore. Not anymore, people. There's a lot of evidence coming out. Thousands and thousands of...
A lot of evidence. The most evidence. What about Bob? Thank you for donating $10. Said, I missed the mad Hannah. Thank you. Andrew Patella says, news have layers. Onions have layers. The onion is news. 100% logical.
People are reporting that being around someone who was vaccinated, like a woman being around someone else who has been vaccinated, starts to get horrible symptoms like miscarriages.
What's this one? Is this one from a tweet where someone says, my brother's grandma's cousin's dog groomer said...
You know, horrible periods, bloody things happening with her.
Alright, is the only talk about this bullshit.
Their body starts producing spike proteins. They're starting to become genetically modified, and then they start getting horrible symptoms.
I wish vaccines worked that way. That you could catch a vaccine. That'd be nice. One Speedy Yoshi says, what will he do when one of his kids gets COVID or measles or something? I'm terrified that one of his kids is going to die because he refuses to take responsibility, and even that won't be able to snap him out of it. I would bet at least one of those kids doesn't make it to 18. And that's tragic. I'm not making fun of that. Peter is an unfit parent, in my opinion. The Ender 92 says, what would feel like a monkey's paw wish is if they started to wear masks to protect themselves from vaccinated people.
Most of these horrible symptoms are being seen in women. But long story short,
Baja says, hey, Peter, what ratio of what hormones triggers menstruation each month?
I have banned my wife from shopping. She's not...
What do you mean you banned your wife from shopping, Peter? What are you, her fucking dad, you weirdo? She's your wife, not your property, you fuck. What? I hate Peter. The more I listen to Peter, the more I hate him. He's such a piece of shit.
Not allowed to leave or be in large crowds. She's pregnant. She's giving birth next month. The last thing I want is something horrible happen because she was hanging out in crowds of people who have been vaccinated. Now,
this is weirdly accidentally good, though. Like, the fact that she's not going to be in crowds, probably good. Less chance of contracting COVID. Again, he's doing the right thing for the completely wrong reason, but also, he has no right to tell her what to do. She's an adult.
I don't want to scare people and be like, never go outside ever again because it's a zombie apocalypse. But like right
Steve
now,
with a Q with 500
it's
bits.
confirmed that if you're around someone who recently got the vaccine, like within 24 hours, you will pick up some of those spike proteins. You could become genetically modified.
That's not how it works.
You could become infertile. I don't know for sure, but a lot of the horrible symptoms from vaccines are contagious.
No, they're not. And that's not a symptom.
And this may sound like crazy sci-fi, but the fact is, scientists, the cabal...
Baja says, hey, Peter, what happens to the spike proteins after your body makes them from the mRNA? He doesn't know. He doesn't know what any of these things are.
...has been designing vaccines to make them contagious because they knew that not everyone was going to take the vaccines. But they knew if they got most people to take the vaccines, or a lot of people, and they made the damages from the vaccine contagious, then they could, you know, make everyone infertile or do catastrophic damage.
I wish Peter was infertile.
Damage to everyone's health. So they've been working on these type of vaccines for many, many, many years. And it's horrible because...
Can you give a tiny blast? Only in chat, because I gotta end soon. I gotta poop before D&D. It's real bad.
We're at the point right now where it's like the zombie apocalypse. Like the vaccines are making people zombies. They're making people infertile. They're making them sick. They're going to make them die soon. For example, what doctors are saying is that people who are over 70 who take the...
Ender92 says biddies for Baja because I know she's seething at how dumb this is. All right, if you hurry. You gotta hurry, though. For real, I gotta get through this video. You're gonna call on Duo, not... Oh, okay, that's fine. Hannah, stop joking with us. Women don't poop. True. Hello.
Hey, you can pull me up to the microphone.
Yep. You are up.
So basically what happens is the mRNA gets into your cells because it's got a lipid layer around it that can fuse to the cell and allow it in. Then the mRNA gets processed. It can never get into the nucleus. It's only in the space outside of the nucleus because it doesn't have the signaling capacity to be able to get into the nucleus. There are specific signals that have to be there for things to get into the nucleus. Then it finds a ribosome, gets bound by both halves of the ribosome, and gets translated, which means it gets made from the mRNA into protein. And so then you have the spike protein. And three things can happen to the spike protein after it's made. It can be trafficked to the cell membrane and expressed as its full spike protein on the outside of your cell. Or it can get broken up into different little pieces, which are then put on the MHC proteins that then get presented on the outside of the cell for the immune cells to recognize. Or it can just get degraded altogether. Then, almost immediately after it's been transcribed, the mRNA is completely like degraded. mRNA does not last long in the body or anywhere at all. It is so unstable. So then when your cell presents either a piece of which is called when your cell presents a piece of the spike protein on the outside of its cell, it gets recognized by immune cells, and it'll be like, hey, this is weird, we need to make some shit to figure this out. So then that cell dies. If it's a cell that has the spike protein on the outside, it also gets recognized by immune cells and dies. So eventually you will have no other mRNA in your body because it degrades very quickly, and all of the cells that express the spike protein will also be killed because your immune system is primed to recognize them. So then you have no spike protein cells left, and you're just left with all of your regular cells, and you have a bunch of new antibodies and natural killer T cells and stuff to get rid of COVID. All right, bye.
Thank you. Oh, shit. My D&D group wants me to go.
COVID vaccine will die within 2 to 3 years. That's my parents. If my parents took the vaccine, if I let them, they'd die in 2 or 3 years.
Alright, we'll finish Peter's stupid bullshit video another day. Because I gotta go play D&D and I don't have time to poop. Which is really, really unfortunate. So, alright. I'll see you all later. Let me raid Jake, I guess, because we're gonna go over there and play D&D. Alright. I will see you later. Goodbye, everyone. Tomorrow will be a full normal stream. I'm sorry today was so weird. See you guys later. Have a good night.